Hey there everyone, I'm Michael, and welcome to another Byte-Sized tutorial. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at adding new desktop widgets to ShiftOS. And I'd just like to say on an aside, if you ever want to become a video creator like me, don't ever have two instances of a screen recorder recording at the same time to the same file. You'll end up with corruption. Anyways, let's get started. So, in our development environment, I have created a sample widget to basically test this whole tutorial out, and it works pretty well, and we will have a look at it right now. As you can see, when I close my terminal, or wherever, we had a bit of an issue there. That's a terminal bug, not a ShiftOS desktop widget bug. As you can see, down in the bottom right corner of the screen, we have a ShiftOS terminal, and this terminal actually works, despite it for some reason having pink text there, but it does work, and it does its job. List. Anyways, that's the terminal widget. We can drag it around. Say I wanted to make it go up here. And we can drag these ones around as well. And these ones. And what we can do is, let's say we wanted to turn some of these widgets off. For example, I don't like the Shiftorium widget. We hit apply here, and it is now gone. And for some reason the clock is gone as well. But we'll just turn that off, because I don't really like the clock either. So, we'll have you down here, and we will run sos.shutdown. Okay, so, that was a very awkward, whatever. I'm leaving it in, because why not? Anyways, to add a new widget, all we have to do is go into our Solution Explorer and look for a folder called Desktop Widgets. Inside that folder, we'll add a new user control. We'll call this, code points widget. Alright, and we'll just make this a simple label telling you how many code points that you have. We will add a label, and we'll call it LB code points. Alright. Auto size false. Doc will be, oh whoops, nope, not what I want. Doc will be fill, and we'll add a tag to this, or this control, and it will be header3. This is a ShiftOS skinning tag. It'll tell the skin engine how to style this widget whenever we start setting up skinning. So now that we have our user interface design, we can now inherit from iDesktopWidget, which is an interface used by ShiftOS for desktop widgets. So we'll add in the functions that it needs. So we have 3 functions that we can implement. We have onSkinLoad, onUpgrade, and setup. Setup is for initiation of the widget. It runs whenever the widget is created. Upgrade is for when a Shiftorium upgrade is installed. So if you have widget elements that should only be displayed with a certain upgrade, that is what onUpgrade is for. OnSkinLoad is for skinning the widget. So we can do that using the control manager. and we'll say setup controls this, and we will have to add a using statement, but we can do that by doing that. On upgrade, we won't do anything. And for setup, we will well, first off, we'll have a new timer, tmr equals new timer, and tmr.tick. We'll add an event to that, and this we'll do try catch lvl or lv code points dot text equals save system, and we'll have to add a new using statement again. So that, once we add the using statement, of course, will basically say you have this amount of code points every so often. So if we do tmr dot interval equals 500, actually no, we'll go 350. Every 350 milliseconds, that will update, and in setup, we'll do tmr.stop, or no, .start, sorry. And there is another function that we will need to overwrite, but you can't do it in Windows Forms controls because of how they work. But we can do it this way. That visible, or no, this dot hidden, no, that's ATK. Visible changed. If this dot visible is equal to false, then tmr dot stop. So that just does cleanup for us. And I'm missing a semicolon right there. I didn't even pick that up. Silly me. That happens. We all make mistakes. But now we have a code points display widget. But you'll notice it is not there. Only our terminal is. Again, we have that weird bug. So if we go to ShiftOS customization widget manager, you'll see that we forgot to do something. It won't show up in the widget manager until you add one thing, and that thing is a desktop widget attribute. That tells ShiftOS that this widget can be used by the widget manager. So we will add that right now. We can specify a name, so code points display, and we can specify a description. Show how many code points you have. And we could make it require a Shiftorium upgrade, but we're not going to do that yet. You'll notice it is still gone. But if we go into the widget manager once again, if my mouse would work, widget manager, you'll see that it is now there. Code points display, and we can turn it on and hit apply. And it now says I have tons of code points. Because that is a huge number that I'm not even going to begin to try to pronounce or say. But now we can load the default widget file, and well, things are a bit buggy now. Actually, no, they're not. Everything got hidden. I should have known that because I programmed that. But if we turn everything on, something cool about the widget manager is whenever you load the default widget file and turn everything on, much like in Windows Vista's sidebar, it will try its best to well, it kind of does it a bit wrong, but it tries its best to rear or automatically arrange the widgets along the side of the screen. So if you have a big enough display, you could fit lots of widgets on the side here. But I don't have that big of a display, and there's a bit of a bug going on with this feature, so it kind of doesn't fit everything. It could fit everything, but it doesn't. Anyways, so we can now use our terminal to say sos.shutdown, and that wraps up the bite-sized tutorial for today. Anyways, I would love to see what you guys add for desktop widgets, since it is a really easy thing to add. I will see you guys in the next video.